Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Symphogear AXZ episode 7. Right from the get-go, bit of housekeeping. I changed my audio settings a little bit, I changed my camera settings a little bit. Camera is just a little bit darker because it was very overblown, overexposed, so I darkened it a little bit. And in the sound, I tried boosting the sound a little bit. It's not quite getting in the red in OBS, it still remains within the yellow area, so it should be fine, but tell me, is it loud enough, is it not loud enough, do you hear any clipping or anything like that? I'm gonna experiment even more if need be. And yeah, that's about it. So let's talk about Symphogear now. In the previous episode, we finally cracked the secret of Linker, and the secret of Linker and the secret of Symphogear is what else? Aides. It's love. Dr. Ver was talking about it over and over, and everybody, me included, was thinking that he's just kind of full of shit and kind of a romantic villain, so to speak, right? Very, romantic view on the Symphogear. But no, it actually is love. The strength you have, your sync rate with Symphogear is directly proportional to the amount of care you have for other people. The power to save comes from the will and the want to save. Who'd have thunk, right? So, we have cracked that secret. And now we have access to brand new linker, so Maria, Kirika, and Shirabe are back in game again. They can help us fight the alchemists. The alchemists who summoned a Hydra. I'm not sure how important that Hydra fight was and how much the purpose of it was just essentially having something else in the episode besides just exploring Maria's mind. But hey, we had a fight with the Hydra. It all went well. I'm still curious about Hibiki and her punch making the Hydra dissolve and reject one of its heads. That seems significant. Somehow Hibiki is somehow maybe the chosen one or whatever. Possibly, probably, I don't know. We'll see about that. Or maybe it's just, just how Hydra dies and it's not a big deal really. We'll see. In any case, the previous episode ended with the Hydra being defeated, with everybody being together again because the linker is back on the table. And now we had an opportunity to talk a little bit with Saint-Germain and with the rest of the alchemists, ask if maybe we should fight together. What are you even fighting for, right? If you want the benefit of humanity, we also want to fight to the benefit of humanity, so let's fight together. So it turns out alchemists want to take control over the lunar ruins for some purpose, probably to dispel the curse of Balal. At least Saint-Germain and her friends. When it comes to Adam, I don't know. I still have the feeling that Adam just wants to become a god. And probably what's going to happen is that he's gonna become a god and we're gonna have to fight him as a god. It's gonna be a fight of love versus godliness, godhood. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, but hey, it's Symphogear, right? We're used to that. We're used to weird, and we love the weird. So, yeah, in any case, they want lunar ruins. There's something with godhood. They want to bring about the god on this earth and maybe enslave it, maybe strip it of its power, maybe transfer its power. Some otherworldly shenanigans are afoot. That's for sure. And yeah, all that remains is to see what exactly is afoot. And to do that, you're of course going to need your subs. Your subs. There we go. I'm gonna need my sound And I'm also gonna have to ask you for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily, Patreon, throw links in the description. Or if you don't want to spend any money, share my content, spread the word. It does help a lot. And with that out of the way, we can start watching Symphogear AXZ episode 7 in 3, 2, 1, go. That's a good question. We'll seize the means of production. Proletariat shall win. Yeah, here's the lunar ruins. At least I think it's the lunar ruins. It looks like a vaguely ziggurat-ish, so probably. There's some eye behind them, I just noticed. What's that eye? I mean, we know that the third eye is like an alchemical symbol, because their autoscorer has a third eye. Also in the Novice Alchemist show, the alchemist that took... No. No, it wasn't in the Novice Alchemist, or was it? Don't remember. But yeah, there was an alchemist in a hood, and that hood had a third eye on the forehead. So either a symbol of alchemy or an eye of a god. Arcana no OO. Sure. Striving for perfection. Okay, a god being custodian, probably. Seeing how it's the custodians who created the lunar ruins and the curse of Balal. Because I don't remember any, like, singular god being mentioned, not like, I don't know, Enkidu or whatever. Hmm. She has tailor-made bullets for everybody. And she just fights with fucking Kendama. It's called Kendama, right? I can never remember. I think it is Kendama. Okay, it's gonna get stripped from you again. Yes. Very much so, indeed. And there goes their ignite. Oh, first time we hear their, like, surnames or first names. I think I think those are surnames. I mean, hasn't the Curse of Balal been all about separating humanity essentially so that they can't understand each other? So trying to understand each other is literally going against the Curse of Balal. So if there's anybody who's like an antithesis to the Curse of Balal, it's gonna be Hibiki. Okay, the ends versus the means. Saving your enemy. I mean, that's Hibiki. And it really ties into my belief that they are going to join forces eventually. Why do you want to inherit the kingdom of heaven, though? Eh, arguable. Yeah, there's some seeds of doubt sown in her heart. There's something going on, there's something stirring. Okay, so creating an artificial god, essentially. Souls. Or the ley lines again, sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say so. It is a good and proper victory. It's just you shouldn't be using Ignite. The linker itself is perfectly fine. It's working, it brought them into the fight, it allowed them to help. Or you need to find another way of powering up your Symphogears. Okay? Even if for a moment we're back to the daily life. I mean, most of the time, yeah. I mean, isn't that what sport is, really? To be ahead, to be the first one. You don't really. care about the feelings of your fellow runners or whatever. That, oh no, if I win, they're gonna be sad. No, sport is about winning. Hmm. Didn't wash your bag? Hmm. Okay. That much probably wasn't necessary, but whatever suits you, really. It's your choice. Someone came. Oh, they're supposed to be checking, like, ventilation in the building today, so probably someone from the administration. Oh well. I'm safely shut in my own room. No one's gonna bother me, hopefully. It's quite a lot. Yeah, she probably hasn't slept for like a week. You inherited that body from Carol, so don't run it to the ground. Maybe. Yeah, that's Hibiki's scab. What's special about it? Man's living the life. Foamy hot tub, champagne. The aspect. Sure. He's not that bad. He's playing with his daughter. What is going on over there? Yeah, they're probably more suited to that than Saint-Germain. Garbage des. Surprise, surprise, it does. So is it like uh the Philosopher's Stone but Symphogearish instead of alchemical? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, the opposite of a philosopher's stone. Hey, that works out. I mean, it does make sense. Well, shit. And we can't have Hibiki make more. Unless they use someone as an incubator for it. Just, stab someone with a piece of a Symphogear and wait for the scabs to grow. Oh. In the first case, possibly. In the second one, not really, no. Oh, the alchemists are already here. That's no good. Brand new flying fortress? Brand new flying fortress, probably. Full henshin. And the goofball from hell, indeed. Question is, do the alchemists know of the full stone? Ooh, yeah, both of them are here. They don't know about the full stone. Because unless they have some, I don't know, some way of listening in on them, how would they know about it, right? Yeah, exactly. Right now, they just want to kill us. They don't want to stop us. Possibly, yeah. It's been shown multiple times that their combined power is greater than the sum of their powers. Don't smile, shoot. Yeah? The power of hand-holding compels you. You can go against the power of Ignite, against the power of Symphogear, but not against the power of hand-holding. Kendama versus Yo-Yo. Hmm. Okay, you fight for Saint-Germain. That's good. Because if we can get Saint-Germain to our side, chances are you're also gonna join our side. Combined attack. I'm not even gonna try to read that name. I told you, the power of hand-holding. Team Rocket blasting off again. Yeah, we can't count on that happening every time. What you doing? Oh, just projecting the stars. Kill a couple more people. Oh, Prelati versus sacrifice Prelati or Cagliostro. Yeah, probably not. What are you going to choose, Saint Germain? What are you going to choose? Uh, a revolt against Adam is incoming, I feel. Maybe joining forces with the S.O.N.G. Maybe S.O.N.G and the alchemists separately going against Adam. Hard to tell. But I can't see Saint Germain going with it. Hmm. Or maybe, alternatively, Saint Germain is gonna try to sacrifice Prelati or Cagliostro and will fail somehow because she won't be able to finish the job. Cue Prelati or Cagliostro running away, being on the brink of death somewhere in the city, and Miku finding them, like she found Chris, helping them, dressing them up, giving them some food. Right? Right? That'd be interesting. Or hell, any other member of the S.O.N.G finding them. It's either that or Saint Germain rebelling. Because if what Prelati said that it's Saint Germain who gave them the perfect bodies and the perfect everything, then I would say it stands to reason that Saint Germain does very much care about them. So sacrificing one of them, not really a choice that she would make. And the choice we will make right now is watching it again. Shall we? What are we fighting for? It's for the good of others. Then can't we work together? Yeah, it is for the good of others, but we have different ways of going about it. We want to achieve godhood and become a benevolent god. Essentially, that's the vibe I'm getting. And the S.O.N.G just wants to hold hands and understand each other. Making the imperfect perfect is the core of Saint-Germain's philosophy. To that end, we've completed rituals in Val Verde and elsewhere. Every drop of blood spilled, every life taken is one stone in the foundation of our revolution. So, the end justifies the means. Essentially, their philosophy. I love the attacks that Cagliostro uses, those like streams of water, those bands of blue energy that fly away like, like a wave kind of thing. It's cool. I think she uses rings as her weapon, and each glowing tentacle, for lack of a better word, it comes out of one of those rings. So she has like 5 tentacles on one hand, 5 tentacles on the other. It's cool. Kendama. And yeah, of course, using Ignite, not the best idea, since the Philosopher's Stone can just cancel it. Saint-Germain has plenty of um, different bullets at her disposal. And those yellow rocks. When I see yellow rocks in Symphogear, the two associations that I have with it right now is the yellow rock that the forgot her name, their brand new or brand old rather, um, autoscorer was sealed within, and the other association is the tiny red crystals growing through Hibiki's scabs. I don't know if that's purposeful, that both Hibiki's scabs have yellow crystals and Saint Germain spawns yellow crystals, but it's the association that I have. Rich words coming from someone who's never been crushed underfoot without knowing why. Well, funny story. Hibiki has been crushed underfoot without knowing why. Um, yeah, I also think that she can understand how you feel. And here Maria is reflecting those tentacles. And of course, leave it to Hibiki to save her antagonist. We can't both inherit the kingdom of heaven. Why do you want to inherit the kingdom of heaven? Do you think that the only way of saving humanity is through some godly intervention? Is that it? We have to become gods to fix this world? Is that the approach they're taking? Seems to me that it is the case. Even so, don't get ahead of yourself. Only a fist clenched in anger can open the path to the future. I mean, sure, it's one way to look at it. Many changes in the world were indeed caused by anger just overflowing and driving people to revolution. Yeah, I guess she does have a point to a degree. It is only once people are angry with the current status quo that they bother to change the current status quo. When people are happy, they don't strive for change because they are happy as things are. So there is some sense to what she's saying here. And it's kind of a common theme among Symphogear villains that they do tend to make sense. Carol not included, kinda. But yeah, overall, the villains do usually make sense. Spare your words. Earlier she said, don't get ahead of yourself, and silenced Hibiki with a slap. Something tells me, something tells me that, and now she's just retreating. Just like that. Retreating. Something tells me Saint-Germain sees Hibiki's point, but doesn't want to see it. Right? She sees where Hibiki is coming from. She sees that Hibiki has a point, but then she's like, no, I sacrificed so much. I killed so many people. I did so many atrocities. It can't be that there's a better way. No, don't speak about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because if you continue talking, then I'm gonna waver, and I can't waver because if I do, if your way is really better than mine, then what have I been doing all those years, right? It very much feels like sunken cost fallacy is getting to her, and so she doesn't want to hear the words that might make her waver. I think that's the case. Because why would she retreat? Why would she not continue fighting? Right? What's going on, Saint Germain? Good question. And just retreating. Jojo posing and retreating. They're attempting to convert human souls into divine power via transmutation. Ley lines coming to play again. Probably. Various proportions are kind of off in this shot. You know, if nine risk your lives to make that linker. I mean, not like you destroy those efforts, not like you suddenly destroyed linker. You were just dehensioned, or not even dehensioned. You were like unhenshined of 1 degree from ignite to just regular henshin. So it's not like your gears were destroyed or anything of the sort. We need to overcome the anti-ignite power of the Philosopher's Stone. The news wouldn't tell me anything, of course. Uh, are they in a different place? This doesn't look like their room. I don't think, although we don't see most of it. I distinctly remember this like dub. Oh, duh, of course. They're at a different school, so they have different dorms. So of course they won't be that high-tech double curved table thing. Of course it's gonna look different. I'm stupid. Yeah, it makes sense. And I see milk, so she's probably making beef stroganoff. Stroganoff, yeah. I beef Stronov, the existence of beef Stronov in Overlord destroyed me. I can never be sure if his name is Stronov or Stroganov, and I can never be sure if the goulash is Stroganov or Stronov. They're such similar words. Doesn't help the fact that I jokingly call beef Stronov beef Stroganov, so yeah, it blends together. If you want something, do you need to be prepared to give up something else in exchange? Usually, I mean, generally speaking, yeah. If you want something and it isn't like gifted to you, no strings attached, then you should be prepared to give up something in exchange. You should be prepared to give up your time, for example, if you want to earn some money to buy yourself something nice. You should be prepared to give up some of your money to get something. You should be prepared to give up some space in your room if you want to fit in a 3D printer, right? Of course, you should be prepared to do thing. You should be prepared to give. You should be prepared to give up something else in exchange when you want something. It's very rarely that you can just get things for free. Even assuming, I don't know, going dumpster diving for, I don't know, furniture. I had some friends that basically furnished their entire flats during like student years with just dumpster diving because people are throwing away perfectly fine furniture and they just place it next to the dumpster and everybody's free to take it. I gave out one of my couches like that, and on the next day it wasn't there already. So even then, you get it for free, but you should be prepared to give up some of your time to visit all the dumpsters in the area. You should be prepared to give up some of your strength to carry that furniture home. You should be, perhaps, depends how you look at it, prepared to give up some of your dignity because, oh, that guy's going dumpster diving instead of buying brand new furniture, right? So, even if there's something free, you do, in the end, give something else up for it. Unless maybe it's like a fruit hanging around on a wild tree and you're passing by and you just grab the apple of the tree and continue on your way, then I guess you don't really give anything up. But even then, you could argue that the energy that was used by your muscles to raise your hand and grab that apple and that slight slowdown in your step were the things you gave up for that apple. So, yeah, you should be prepared to make an exchange. Whatever you're gonna be exchanging with, but an exchange is going to happen. I like your recklessness. It's hard for me to consider their feelings. I don't think you necessarily need to consider the feelings of your fellow competitors. And here's Hibiki being the paragon of good, essentially. She had more reasons to cry than anyone else, she needed help the most, and yet she kept being reckless for other people's sakes, right? She needed help the most, and yet she found it within herself to be helping others still. I mean, if that doesn't sum up Hibiki, I don't know what does. Even when she was suffering rock cancer, uh, she would still be like, "Oh, it's gonna destroy my body." Oh well, that's a bummer. I need to fight now because my friends want me to help them, need me to help them, right? That's just Hibiki. I quit track and field. I'm not entirely sure why would she, but sure. And she picked up piano as a means of self-expression. Yeah, I decided to learn the piano. When you're reckless, it's always to help people in trouble, indeed. Oh, how convenient that the first file of the top was Hibiki's file, showing her rock cancer, her oropathy growths. Yeah, yellow rocks. And this guy's just living the life, isn't he? The aspect was made clear by the horoscope Tiki drew. What the fuck is an aspect? For the realization of a perfect world. The power of God will be in my hands for the realization of a perfect world. So it is the case of Adam just wanting to become a god. I'm basically fully convinced by now that he does want to become a god, and he got Saint-Germain, Cagliostro, and Prelati on his side because he promised that when I become a god, I will be a benevolent one and I will fix this world. And thus, all of them follow him because I guess that's their best shot at fixing this broken world. But oh no, you can't trust a villain, who would have thought? And it turns out that Adam wants to be a god because he has a god complex and he just wants to be a god. He's not gonna make the world a better place. He's just gonna make the world a better place for himself. Because he's a god and he can, and you ain't gonna do shit about it because he's a god. I I fully expect that to happen. Or if not happen, I fully expect that to be Adam's end goal. But it's not for him or the Illuminati we've sworn to follow. It's for Saint-Germain. Yeah, that makes me think. That makes me think. Whatever Saint Germain either, whatever Saint Germain does, the others follow. Saint Germain joins S.O.N.G. The others are like, "Hey, cool! I'm not gonna have to look at Adam's face anymore. Great! We're gonna join S.O.N.G. Hey, Hibiki, how you been?" And that's how it's gonna go. Or it's gonna be a heart wrenching situation where Saint Germain goes against them, or they go against Saint Germain and they split words, split their roads, essentially go in different directions. Kinda like it was with FIS and Shirabe. It was Shirabe who. Was it Shirabe or was it Kirika? No, it was Shirabe who first decided to kind of split off from FIS and join not Song back then, but join our girls initially. We could go for something like that. We could go for some parallels. We'll see. I need to prepare the altar, so you go and fight. Clamp of waste matter that was transmuted by Hibiki back when she had merged with the Gungnir. Philosopher's Stone is based on the principle that the world is one great life. This was made by one small life. Origins are exactly opposite. So, the power of the world, the power of all being condensed in a single crystal, versus the power of a singular being condensed in a singular crystal. That's what I'm getting here. We'll use the properties of this waste matter. Fool's Stone, the only thing that can go against the Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher's Stone, one weakness, the Fool's Stone. Indeed. I wonder how it actually works. We never really get any. We don't really ever get much like scientific mumbo jumbo explanation for anything. It's just scientific mumbo jumbo, how it works and why it works, but never like actual, I don't know, deeper explanation of the Philosopher's Stone works by emitting waves of a certain frequency, and the Fool's Stone, I tested it, and it emits wavelengths of different frequency, and they cancel each other out, and the power of Hibiki's Stone is 1700 millisieverts, and like trying to justify it with some scientific words or pseudoscientific words. It's just, oh, this was made by lots of life, this was made by one life, so they're opposites. Cool. I don't necessarily need, or rather, we don't necessarily need as viewers any more explanation than that. I personally would have liked it. I like that pseudoscientific mumbo jumbo where they try to explain why it's always, I don't know, why the magic beams are shaped like hearts. That's because they were gonna cardioid wavelength, and when you emit them, the connection between your pointy fingers and your thumbs, that's the optimal flow for energy, and the energy gets emitted like that, and that's why your spells have heart shaped and they're pink because the wavelength of your power beam is like equal to the pink light on the visible spectrum, or whatever bullshittery they might want to pull out. I'm always a sucker for that. I always like to hear that. Uh-huh. Relegated to Neptune's palace as a necessary sample. A needle in a haystack, indeed. It seems. No, right. Before that, Chris, of course, having doubts in herself that, oh no, I did bad, and oh no, I did bad. But you did bad only in hindsight. So did you really do bad? You did the best thing you could back then with the knowledge you had back then. You didn't know those things are going to be relevant. So you can't really blame yourself. I mean, you can. You are blaming yourself, but you shouldn't. But of course, it's Chris we're talking about. So she has issues with that. She has issues with self worth still. When it comes to the incident in Val Verde, though, that's like not even something that needs discussing. Are they like sucking up? No. Or are they? Are they sucking up the matter from the ocean floor and then spreading it onto those mats and using some detectors to detect where the full stone is? Essentially an advanced version of panning for it? Maybe. Of course, the alchemists are here. At least two of them. Yeah, I really like those beams of energy. I really like how they move. They aren't just, straight lasers, pew pew pew. They're like glowy light tentacles. That's cool. Also, is it the first time we see humans die at different hands than the noise? I'm not sure. Hmm. I guess the incident at the hotel or whatever it was with Mamu trying to give up the intelligence to the Americans. I think some of those people died at Maria's hands, so that was one example. Couple of people for sure died at the hands of autoscorers during the previous season. Yeah, okay, so it's not the first time. Shirabe and Kirika, the power of hand-holding, shooting her bow at point blank. Is it just me, or is her face just a little bit scuffed here? I don't know. In this episode, in general, I noticed that some of the character models and some of their faces are ever so slightly scuffed. Not like super bad, but like eyes are a little bit askew, or things like that. Just tiny little details. I didn't put much attention to it, but it doesn't change the fact that it was and is the case. What just happened? Kirika just caught Chris's arrow? Docking hard? What? Did she catch Chris's arrow to get to Shirabe faster? I think so. Tinkerbell Tornado. And yeah, combined powers. We were basically just pathetic frauds. Until we were given perfect bodies, perfect knowledge, and a perfect goal by Saint-Germain. So Saint-Germain isn't just a leader. Saint-Germain is literally the bringer of all to them. Saint-Germain nearly gave them their lives. Yeah, gave them perfect bodies. They don't age, presumably. Perfect knowledge, they have all the knowledge of alchemy. Perfect goal, saving humanity and saving the world. Yeah, that makes sense. So of course they will follow Saint-Germain to the T. That's why we fight for her. That's why we absolutely cannot lose. We don't fight for Adam, we don't fight for the alchemy, we don't fight for the world, we don't fight for humanity. We fight for Saint-Germain. Which again makes me believe that if we get Saint-Germain to our side, we get everybody to our side. If Saint-Germain decides to go against Adam, everybody goes against Adam. That simplifies things a little. That simplifies things a lot. Although the thing that complicates things is, of course, what Adam said, that, hey, you should sacrifice one of your proteges, essentially. It's gonna be hard. Hmm. Zababa Sun plus Moon Extreme Beta Style. Zababa Sun and Moon Extreme Beta Style. That's a name for an attack, alright? Embedding her yo-yos on the top of the scythe. Oh boy. Double jet power. And not even Kendama can save you. In fact, yeah, the Kendama was sliced in three. It's just for a couple of frames, but yeah, you can see this sphere being sewn in three. So now she just has the hammer. And off they go. We're never gonna let go of each other's hands. That's gonna be awkward in the toilet. But sure, whatever floats your boat. We don't have enough life energy to power the great central plinth. Can't you just exterminate the city? Of course, Adam said that, oh, you should just sacrifice one of... Yeah, sacrifice someone. Sacrifice either Cagliostro or Prelati. One perfect body like theirs should provide all the life energy you need. Yeah, all the life energy amassed throughout all the years they've been alive, and their body perfected through alchemy, so it's probably amounts to like 100 people. But yeah, it really shows that Adam isn't just inconsiderate of humanity. Right? It's an important bit of characterization for him. If we didn't know that before, then now we do. That Adam isn't just doesn't just hold humanity in contempt. It's not just like, oh well, if 1,000 people need to be sacrificed, then so be it. It's for the greater goal, and they're just lesser beings anyway. So who cares? They breed like rabbits, so nobody's gonna care if 1,000 people just disappear off the face of the earth. And to a degree, he's correct. But he's actively malicious in what he's doing. He's not just hand waving the issue and he's like, oh, just, I don't know, blow up a city or something, that should suffice. Or how many people do you need, really? I can just, snap my fingers and blow up Tokyo. That should be about enough, right? And even if it's a little bit too much, then oh well, who cares really? No, he's actively malicious. Sacrifice one of the people you care about. That really changes a lot. And that really gives more purchase to my belief that he's entirely selfish in his goals and is just using the pretense of saving humanity and giving humans their future back or their past back or whatever. He's just using it as a pretense to have Saint-Germain, Cagliostro, and Prelati work with him. Because if he said, hey, yo, I want to become a god, do you want to help me? They'd be like, no, why would we? But since he says, "Oh, yeah, curse of Balal, we're gonna break the curse of Balal, and people are gonna be happy. The perfect world, right? Hey, alchemy is striving for the perfect world, and I wanna create the perfect world, and to that end, I need to become a god. So are you gonna help me with that?" They're gonna help him because it's for the greater good. But if he said that he just wants to become a god, then they probably wouldn't. But interesting how Saint Germain doesn't see that. Nobody really sees that. Or maybe Saint Germain sees it because she's asking, "Do you have any humanity left in you?" But she isn't doing anything about it. Which is, on one hand, odd, because you'd think that she'd choose her comrades in a heartbeat. On the other hand, though, sunken cost, I think. I don't think Adam was like that from the very beginning. He started being open about his actual goals after it's already been too late for the others to pull out of the plan. Like 100 years into their grand plan, he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to become a god and I want to be all powerful, and you're gonna help me. You sacrificed 100 years of your life to my goals, so what? You're gonna back out now?" I have a feeling that's how it is. Interesting. Interesting. And yeah, the ending. All I can do is walk straight along my tortuous path. There we go. There we go. Indeed. That was episode 7 of Symphogear AXZ. And for the past 2 episodes at least, plus this one, we have been setting up. I feel that we have been setting up the whole thing with Cagliostro, Prelati, and Saint-Germain rebelling against Adam. I'm just waiting for that to happen because I am pretty much certain that it will. Sooner or later, it will happen. Either they will directly rebel against Adam, or they will be essentially scouted by the S.O.N.G. And maybe Saint Germain's gonna join initially, and the others will follow. Maybe Saint Germain is gonna join S.O.N.G and leave the other two out of it, and they'll be like, "Oh, Saint Germain, why didn't you tell us? We also wanted to rebel against Adam. So what that Adam is after our heads now? He would have killed us when he would become a god anyway. It's better that we do it now, and besides that, we're always going to be with you, Saint Germain. You should have told us what you're planning, right? Something like that." Um, yeah, either that or Cagliostro Prelati are joining first. As I mentioned before, maybe they're on the verge of death after Saint Germain attacks them and tries to sacrifice them or something, or any number of scenarios can happen, and many of them lead to joining forces. I think, yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen eventually. But if it doesn't, it wouldn't be the first time that Symphogear completely eluded my expectations, and that's also fun. That's also fine. So I won't mind that at all. Anything else that needs to be said? Um, Interesting how Hibiki's scabs became important. I think during that season where she started showing the scabs, I had a thought that maybe we could turn those scabs into more Symphogears, into relics. Wouldn't it be cool if, for example, Miku turned Symphogear by using Hibiki's scab as her, I don't know, henshin source or whatever? The way Hibiki uses a shard of Gangnir, the same way Miku would use a shard of Hibiki, essentially. That'd be cool, that'd be poetic, that'd be romantic. Which, Hibiki's scabs are relevant. Not exactly in the way I thought they would be, but still. And also, my initial thought when they showed the scabs, Hibiki's file rather, was that, hey, is Elf9 gonna get the bright idea to maybe embed Symphogear shards in everybody? To like create this perfect creation, half Symphogear, half relic, half human that Hibiki was, but maybe thanks to their understanding of alchemy, making that more manageable so that it doesn't kill them. It gives them as much power and control as Hibiki had, but without the caveat of slowly crystallizing their bodies and giving them oropathy. That, that would also be cool. That would also be cool. Another thing I'm a sucker for, humans merging with other things. I really liked Kiseiju. I really like Arknights. And I really liked Hibiki when she was merged with her shard of Gangnir. That was cool. Anything else? I don't think so. I guess one more thing. I'm curious how their Ignite is gonna look like with Hibiki scabs added to the mix. Is it gonna look differently, or is it just gonna be essentially a layer of protection and it just looks the same? It has the exact same second henshin, it has the exact same second look, but now it can't get dispelled, or are we gonna get some yellow crystals perhaps incorporated in their ignite forms? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But yeah, I think right now that's gonna be it. I don't have anything more to say. So, we're gonna end it right here. Maybe you have something more to say though. If so, do say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, of my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please, I beg of you. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord is here, also in the description. Join it. There's a Symphogear channel where you can talk spoilers to your heart's content. Many people already do. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to be notified of future releases of not only Symphogear AXZ, but also Gundam Witch from Mercury, Arknights, the management of Novice Alchemist, Tensei Shitaraken Deshita, and Madoka Magica, Rebellion, and yeah, Rebellion, whenever I get the time, or I might do something else about it. We'll see, we'll see. It's still unclear to me because I just don't have enough time because of my job. Having a job is great, but also having a job kind of sucks. So subscribe, click the bell. I stream sometimes, so if you want to be notified about that, that's the best way to do that. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon Throne, links in the description again. For $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka, like whatever else that's a non-seasonal, and for just $1 you get early access to some seasonal shows. Right now on the $1 tier, the next episode of Management of a Novice Alchemist is available, and you also get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits, so that's also something you can get. And on Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better gear, better software, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, it's completely free. Share my content, spread the word. It does help the channel an awful lot and costs you absolutely nothing. So, with all of that said, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my patrons, and you can be one of them if only such is your desire.